Aloha and welcome. My name is Taylor Norris, and I'm a Galactic Astrology soul reader and Reiki master teacher, assisting you connect to your multidimensional self for your healing, for your empowerment, for greater self-understanding and expression of your creative soul essence in your daily life as a human being on Earth. In today's video, we're talking about this gorgeous, stunning, extraordinary new moon in the sign of Leo happening August 16th, 2023. Thank you for being here. Before we get into the astrology, I'd just like to extend this invitation to you. Every new moon, I host a distant Reiki share, and this one for the Leo new moon will be on August 16th, the date of that new moon. It is a free event, and everyone is welcome. Even if you have no experience with Reiki, you are welcome to come and receive. You can learn more about the Distant Reiki share and sign up for free on my website, taylornorrisreiki.com. It's a wonderful opportunity for soul family members to come together, set an intention for the moon cycle ahead, and receive healing and empowerment and support for the highest expression of your intention. It really is modern day magic and such a gift to come together in sacred space and ceremony together, unifying with the sacred cycles of the earth and the moon and the cosmos. So I hope to see you there. All right, so diving into the more intellectual astrological understanding of this new moon. So the Reiki share, we experience the energy of the new moon directly. And of course, in your life, you experience the energy of the new moon directly through your life experiences and through your awareness. But just to give you a heads up and a deeper appreciation for what is the energy of this new moon, we see on the left-hand side the chart of the new moon. You can ignore the position of the angles and the houses because that's just based on where I am in the world, which is on the big island of Hawaii, which we are safe right now. Where I am on the eastern side of the big island, there were some fires up north. To my knowledge, now I'm not like a news person about this, and to my knowledge, the significant fires on Maui, but I can speak for myself. I am safe, very grateful to be safe, and sending lots of love and Reiki and prayers to all people, all beings in the land itself, in the way it's been affected by the fires. So with that said, this is a fiery new moon, most certainly. There's a strength in the fixed fire energy. And what I see this individually as the potential is to let the divine spark of light guide you. Let your heart light guide you. Let it shine forth and guide you in your way forward, in your spiritual path and your personal growth path. So you see this new moon together down here, the sun and the moon together in Leo. That's what makes it a new moon. And it's ruled by this sun in Leo. And this new moon is also conjunct Venus. You see the glyph of Venus right here, and Lilith, which is a astronomical calculation based on the moon's orbit. And so this Leo heart-centered new moon, new beginning has this energy of the solar, the soul, the sun within it. And it also has this energy of the divine feminine within it, both in terms of the Venusian expression of that, as well as the Lilith version of that, which is a darker, wilder, less controlled, less refined, really primordial feminine, whereas the Venus may be the more refined feminine, as well as earth feminine. Venus rules the sign of Taurus, which is all about the earth, as well as the sign of Libra, which is more of that refined, artistic, communicative, interpersonal version of Venus, whereas the Taurian side of Venus is very sensual, simple, earth-based, and really in divine communion with the earth, with the goddess. And that's really all throughout this chart, and even the star alignments, which we'll talk about in subsequent slides. So I'm saying, receiving the guidance that this is light. This new moon is an opportunity for light creativity sourced from the feminine depths, that's based in the light of your heart, the light of your soul, and is intended to contribute greater light and greater heart energy into your life, into the world, into the collective. So we have some challenging energies here, and those are represented by the red lines in this chart, the square aspects, the 90-degree aspects in the fourth harmonic, as well as the opposition, these other red line aspects, 180 degrees, two planets or points as far apart as they can possibly get within the zodiac wheel. And so these squares are opportunities to have a crisis in action, or a crisis in consciousness, a crisis in your thinking, some kind of tension that produces a change, either an action or a change in thinking. So the squares we are working with is this new moon and everything that's associated with it. So Venus, the sun, the moon, Lilith, all in a square alignment to Jupiter and Uranus. So it's more exact with this Uranus, but really Jupiter is in the mix as well, which just makes it bigger. So what is this about? Uranus, the planet of the galactic, the great awakener, change, disruption. This can be a wake-up call, new moon. It can also be a moment of taking radical action in alignment with your higher guidance, with your guidance that's sourced from the galactic, that's unified also and sourced from the earth, and what you believe to be best for humanity and the earth moving forward. So this is awakening, creative, practical action. It's going to have an earth result. And it's really awakening your own sense of creativity, your own sense of sovereignty, your own sense of creative agency as a divine spark of creation here to express yourself on earth as a human being. So we have that energy of the square, and we also have the square that I talked about last time, and it will be in action, in effect, pretty much the rest of the year within an orb of influence. So this square is Pluto square the nodes of the moon, the north node of the moon representing the direction we are being invited towards. This north node is in Aries, and the south node of the moon in the sign of Libra. This energy, we are being asked to let go of its shadow aspects of Libra, which can be people pleasing, indecisive, unsure of where you stand, off balance, off kilter, uncentered, everybody else's problems is my problem kind of a situation, codependent, lack of boundaries, and so on. So we're up leveling from that into balance, peace, harmony, truth that's in alignment with divine, cosmic, multiversal, universal, higher laws, not the laws of man, unconscious man, but the laws of creation. So we're being asked to up-level that, and we're also being asked to embrace this Aries, this direct sense of I am and I act, and It is very soul sourced and gut intelligence sourced, instinctually sourced. And Pluto here in square is saying, hey, transform, do the work of these nodes now, right? Evolve now, but also do and be the work of whatever your natal node situation is. So everybody has a north node and a south node in their chart, and it speaks to your individual path of evolution and path of growth. So how I'm really reading this square is, hey, whatever your nodal placement is in your natal chart, do that now. Be that now. Do that at its next level expression. Be that at its next level of expression. Make that commitment to your own nodal path. Aries, do it, express it, live it, embody it. Really, truly be a leader of your own nodal path and your own evolutionary growth and destiny. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know your nodes, the signs, and the house placements, this is always something that's great to look at in an astrology reading. I'd be happy to look at that for you. The nodes are infinitely fascinating to me, and I'm very often discussing those in client readings because they are so significant and so resonant. So these two different areas of your life, because these transiting nodes will be somewhere in your own natal chart, are asking you, and you can probably tune into this now even if you don't know your astrology. There are some obvious areas of your life where you're being asked to make some changes, make some significant changes. And these most likely, because it's signs of Aries and Libra, have to do with self and other in your relationships, in divine masculine, Aries, Mars, divine feminine energies, Venus, Libra, balancing those within yourself, and also making changes. Where do you need to be more independent? Where do you need to be interdependent in a higher expression? What old relationships need to go or need to be significantly reworked so that there's space for that really clear direct Aries North node to meet up with expansive relationships. Jupiter, Uranus conjunct in Taurus. This conjunction is happening next year. So we really will have this opportunity to connect more and more with our soul family moving forward. And we also have this opposition energy. This is another harmonic of tension, literally, like I'm here and you're there, and we are looking into the mirror at each other, right? And so this is Neptune in an opposition with Mars, and it's coming into greater closeness or greater power and potency. But if you're watching this video, chances are you are sensitive, so you may already be feeling this. And this is really, Mars is your action, it's your ego, it's your self-will. Neptune is divine will, it is spirit, it spiritualizes everything it touches. And it can also be illusions and, not seeing reality clearly. So how I'm seeing it as a higher expression would be, hey, get your Mars, get your self-will fully aligned with the divine will of this Neptune in Pisces. Whatever actions you are taking in this very Virgo, practical, analytical, step-by-step, perfectionistic, like very intentional, very conscious, very precise kind of Virgo way. Those actions being aligned with your sense of spiritual connection, and this Mars is going to have some serious fuel and some serious backup team crew from the Neptune and Pisces saying, yeah, you are manifesting. You are seriously manifesting step by step exactly the higher will for you. So your self-will has an opportunity to look into the eyes of divine will and really like merge together. So really, really beautiful. Opposition is an aspect of a full moon. So it's like this fruition of whatever, your higher spiritual intentions are. You may really be seeing them in form and in your body and your physicality and how you move through life. Okay, so we talked about the challenges. What are some of the easy flow benefits that will help us work with those challenging energies? Well, many things here. I think we'll talk about this blue box down here, and that blue box corresponds to these blue lines. So what may catch your eye is this grand trine here, this triangle. The trines are third harmonics, 120 degrees. These are harmonious flows of energy. What I'm noticing now, this actually makes a kite aspect. I didn't talk about that here, but I'm seeing it right now in my face. So you see this triangle between Pluto and Capricorn? Really Uranus and Taurus, down here to Mercury and Mars in Virgo. And we just talked about that Mars being opposite Neptune. And Neptune is in a sextile, a 60-degree, 6 harmonic aspect to Pluto, another blue line. And it's in a sextile, a 60-degree harmonious flow of energy to Uranus. And so this configuration is called a kite. And this is an initiation figure. It would be considered a kite in water because we got Pisces involved as well as in Earth. And so when we have a configuration like that, I've been seeing this in client charts a lot. A lot of kites seem to fly right my way. So come on over if you have a kite. We'll talk about it. And this particular kite is, the real key to it is its tail. And so its tail in this configuration is Mercury and Mars in Virgo. So really being Mercury and Mars in Virgo, what is that? That is thinking practically, step by step, analyzing the situation, making a plan, implementing the plan, being detail oriented, and Mars executing that plan. We're not just thinking about the plan, making the to-do list, writing it down. We're doing the plan. We're doing the plan in a very careful, concentrated, conscious Virgo way that gets it done. And it doesn't just get it done, it gets it done well with that attention to detail. Now, some of you may know Mercury's about to go retrograde, so we're going to have an intensification of this energy. And anything Mercury doesn't already know now at this new moon, it's going to be figuring out and reflecting on. So if you don't have the whole execution of the plan going on right now in this now moment, no, you're going to have more time throughout this entire moon cycle to connect the dots and finish projects that may have already been started and get going and make some real progress and be very, very practical and productive. So you can plant a seed of being practical and productive at this new moon and see it grow and see it manifest over the course of the moon cycle as that Mercury retrogrades, and you can really reflect and process on what's happening. Okay, so that is our kite energy. And really, it's talking about new earth forms manifested physically, step by step. We also have Venus, the new moon, and Lilith. So all this Leo energy down here in a trine to the North Node and Chiron and Aries. And this is just beautiful. This is like come to the Reiki share, right? That is my biased, unbiased reading of it. Come to the Reiki share. Do some healing. Do some self-healing. This is a real opportunity for healing. This is creative feminine, the creative feminine down here, all of this feminine energy in the sign of Leo in a new beginning, propelling evolutionary healing. So really, really beautiful, really dynamic. Whatever seed and intention you are planting and creating right now has a higher self download coming in from this North Node saying, hey, this is what you need to do for your evolution. This is what you need for your soul path. And this is really going to benefit Chiron, the collective, and speak to your own healing of whatever your deepest, greatest wound is, so that that wound can really be converted into your soul's wisdom and your soul's medicine. Uranus is sextile Neptune trine Pluto. We already talked about that. That's present in this kite configuration that I guess my mind was too fragmented when I was making these notes to put it all together. But yeah, Uranus and sextile to Neptune and trine to Pluto. This is an aspect that will get stronger as Uranus increases in its degrees over the next years. But we're starting to feel this now. And again, if you're watching this, you're sensitive, you're tuned in, you can grab a hold of this now. You have cosmic permission. So this is longer term spiritual support. It's also because we have Neptune here, waking up to illusions, okay? Whatever those illusions are, you can just shine the light of awareness on them and not have them be an illusion anymore, in order to transform into greater soul consciousness. That would be that Pluto energy. Okay, these illusions are just gonna dissolve. So this is really helpful. Might be a little ungrounding and there might be some grief with it, but ultimately it's liberating. It's for the highest good. Neptune is also in sextile to Pluto. This is an ongoing generational support of spiritual transformation, unlocking the depths of wealth contained within. So really nice to have these two outer planets moving in sextile to one another. Thank you guys, Neptune and Pluto, for moving in this way. This is really appreciated. The other aspect I'll talk about here is this golden line here corresponds to this golden box here. And this is a 72-degree quintile aspect between Jupiter and Saturn. Again, really nice that these two are playing together in this particular aspect right now. And so this is an aspect of magical creation. And how I'm really seeing this is that spiritual, visionary, awakened creations. It's expanding our horizons of new Earth, this Jupiter and Taurus. And it's really from cosmic consciousness, the Saturn in Pisces, into material reality. Because Saturn is all about let's bring it into form. And Jupiter's over here in Taurus, yeah, let's bring it into form. I can make that happen right now. I can grant those blessings, that good fortune. And I'm really tuning into Mother Earth as Jupiter, the granter and giver of fortunes and blessings. Mother Earth, the ultimate sugar mama. And that's not to be we are needing to treat the ultimate sugar mama with great respect and reverence here, right? Like this beautiful photo here down below, this beautiful artwork. So really treating Mother Earth as goddess, as divine, as mother, and understanding she does provide everything for us, and we are worthy as her children to receive her blessings with love, with gratitude, with grace, and with compassion in right relationship. And in what ways can we express our love for her in our creations, in the new structures that we are bringing into reality here as we make some significant changes as a humanity. And, for everyone watching this video as spiritual leaders in this new consciousness on Earth, Mother Earth is really grateful for the way each of us is contributing. And I see this as blessing us in our creations moving forward, saying, it's a new moon in Leo, right? Saying do it, North Node and Aries. Have the courage now to bring these forth, whatever ideas are cooking within you and dreams are cooking within you, actually serve them up. We're ready. We're ready. All right, here, this slide shows the galactic chart from galacticastrochart.com. You can pull up one of these for your own birthday if you're interested for free, and it will show you many different star alignments, and you can see additional star alignments from a certified practitioner such as myself. We have access to even more star alignments, but if you go to that website, you can find out some basic star alignments with your own natal chart. So we see here the chart of the new moon, what constellations are coming through conjunct 0 degrees, merged energy, or opposite 180 degrees, seeing it as like a full moon aspect, like, whoa, we're facing each other in the mirror. These are the strongest alignments presently. So we see the North Node and South Node aligned with Andromeda and Bootes Constellation, Mars aligned with Pegasus Constellation, Jupiter also aligned with Andromeda Constellation, Saturn aligned with Piscis Australis and Cygnus Constellation, Uranus aligned with Centaurus Constellation, and Pluto aligned with Canis Minor Constellation. And this picture behind me is of the Northern Hemisphere constellations. Beautiful map. The next page here, I have the map of the Southern Hemisphere constellations because I know some of you are from the Southern Hemisphere, and I'm delighted to have you here. So this galactic chart shows not only the constellations, so that North Node aligned with Andromeda and Bootes, but which stars within it are those alignments too. So you see, for example, the North Node is aligned to Andromeda Galaxy. So not just stars of Andromeda constellation like Jupiter and Taurus aligned to Andromeda constellation, Almach star in Andromeda constellation. The North Node of the moon is actually aligned with Andromeda Galaxy, another galaxy like Milky Way is galaxy, Andromeda is a galaxy. So, whoa, we talked about that in last video, so I won't be sharing about that one. What I'm really interested in here with the nodes is now we have not just Bootes Constellation Izar in the mix, but Bootes Constellation Arcturus in the mix. Yay, Arcturian energy. So you can see below here, Mars aligned with Markab and so on. And I will show you each of those in greater depth right now. This got me really excited seeing that the North Node in Aries is opposite Arcturus Star in Bootes Constellation, meaning the South Node in Libra is conjunct Arcturus Star in Bootes Constellation. And you see there, Izar is in the mix still. And again, we talked about that last time. That's still in effect. But what's really nice is this Arcturian energy will be coming in stronger and stronger as the nodes go backwards and align more and more tightly with Arcturus. And what's awesome, at least in Northern Hemisphere at this time in Hawaii and probably other places, Northern Hemisphere, you can go and look in the night sky, the summer sky, and see Arcturus. I've been looking at Arcturus the last few nights. We've had some clear nights, and it's really bright. It's really easy to find. It, like Vega and Antares, I'm finding every night really, really easy, and just staring at them and receiving, connecting with them that way. So you can actually see this star, give it a try, and wow, it's really extraordinary energy. So what does this star mean for us? Well, I'm really seeing it as a gift of this leadership and protection as you embrace a new life. We ancients, Earth humans, have been looking at Arcturus Star for at least 12,000 years, and I suspect far longer than that. You see it at the Bootes constellation, this hunter's knee here with the two dogs. And so it really speaks to agency. I mean, think about how much the knee does in the human body and how it is our shock absorber and how it is this joint. It allows this mobility. It allows us to take steps forward, step by step by step, and to be courageous. So I included here a couple cards from the Galactic Heritage card deck from Lissa Royal Holt. Energy transmission. This is wonderful. You can really receive directly the Arcturian energy. It's closely linked to the Reiki energy in that it's so balanced. It's so perfect. It's non-dual. It's divine intelligence. It knows how to do its work, where to go, how to flow, what you need for your highest good, respecting all the karmic and higher and universal laws so that there's no mess, no healing mess created. It's all win-win. And so there's a chance this new moon and moving forward in the weeks that follow to really tune into and receive the Arcturian frequency. This other card here is unconditional love. I've been pulling this one a lot lately. And so I think this is, and it's really highlighted by this Venus retrograde and Leo situation, Leo new moon, the sign of the heart, this needing to cultivate a sense of self-love here. So shining that light of unconditional love, receiving unconditional love for yourself, all parts of yourself. And as you receive that unconditional love, it's empowering your ability to share it with others as well. So really, really beautiful. Jupiter here is still aligned with Almach Star and Andromeda constellation. And I talked about that in the last video. So the Andromeda galaxy energy is still very much available to us, helpful to us, as well as the Andromeda constellation energy. Okay, so Mars here in Virgo is our ruler of this North Node in Aries. Every zodiac sign has a ruler, and the ruler of Aries is Mars in Virgo. Mars in Virgo is aligned with its opposite to Markab Star and Pegasus constellation. We see constellation Pegasus here in Urania's mirror drawing, and it's in Pegasus's wing here, this Markab Star. You kind of tilt your head the way it's drawn. So this upside down unicorn, the magical horse being birthed, is only like halfway out of its mother here in the sky, which is really interesting. So what does this star mean? Well, it's connected very much to Celtic mythology here, to the goddess, signifying, we've been as humans relating to horses for many, many thousands of years. And the horse was really unified with this energy of the goddess, the energy of the earth, the energy of the feminine. So interesting here, Mars, the masculine energy, to be making contact with this star that's so aligned, this constellation that's really aligned with the feminine energy. This is a very humbling position for Mars to be in, I feel, especially in Virgo, right? And what this star Markab confers is a sense of stability under pressure. And goodness knows we are under pressure with Pluto square the nodes. So this is incredibly helpful to find your good seat, find a steady saddle, an anchor point within your own consciousness from which movement think of the horse, walking along, trotting along, cantering along, galloping along. You got a flying horse, you're flying along, you're moving ground. And being the rider, we talk about as an equestrian, as a horseback rider, was a horseback rider as a child, is like finding your good seat on the horse where you don't even need a saddle. You can ride bareback. I personally prefer to ride bareback. They make some really nice like soft pads you can sit on where you don't need a saddle, but you are on like a bareback pad, or even being bareback on that horse. You can find a good seat where you're fully connected, like the beings in Avatar, connecting in with the horse, where you are one consciousness and you are steady. And this is again that ego will in alignment with divine will. You find your good seat and really anchored in your center, in your spiritual connection, and a great movement can flow from there. Also in connection to the horse and the goddess, that there's this opportunity and this blessing for guidance and unification with the goddess and with the earth. And whatever's cooking, like we were talking about earlier, there's this helpful mental and intellectual support for well-informed movement. Pegasus constellation is like the smarty pants constellation. There's mental and intellectual gifts in this constellation, so having Mars aligned with it means we can really have some good ideas, some clear guidance. I think that's going to be expanded upon by this Mercury retrograde in Virgo, thankfully. So you can really make some well-informed movement forward that not only makes sense mentally and intellectually, but it's mental and intellectual sourced from a higher power, which means it's even more powerful and more aligned North Node in Aries. It's going to get you where your soul wants you to go, which is a real sweet spot. So last time we talked about Saturn's alignment to Piscis Astrenis Fomalhaut. It still is, that energy is still very available. But in this video, I wanted to talk about the other energy that's available through the portal of Saturn. So Saturn is conjunct the gorgeous star Deneb Adige in Cygnus constellation. This is one of my favorite stars. I have been so blessed to get to read for many souls with this star in their charts, and I am like a big fan, a big fan of this star. So we see what the constellation is here. It's this bird, it's this flying swan, and we see at its center is the star Deneb Adige. So in the sky, you can see it right here. You can see it now. So I saw it last night. So you can find Vega and Altair. Get yourself a little star app on your phone. You can find these in the sky and see Deneb, and they make up what's called the summer triangle. So in the sky right now, at least in the northern hemisphere in Hawaii, you can actually see these. My southern hemisphere people, let me know, can you see these stars, or is it opposite for you? It might be opposite. Okay, so this star makes up also a cross. You can see it here in this photo, okay? In this picture of the constellations, this is Cygnus, this is the Northern Cross. And down here, I love to talk about this other constellation is Crux. It's the Southern Cross, and these two make up two ends of the galactic soul stream. It's like an interdimensional galactic highway. So fascinating. So we have Saturn aligned with this Northern Cross, and Saturn, again, this is the authority, inner authority, external authority. Let's make that inner authority. Thank you very much. And Saturn, who brings it down to earth step by step over time, Lord of time, Lord of karma, get it right, do it right. Do it in alignment with Pisces, cosmic law, galactic law, universal multiversal law. Okay. So Saturn align with this Northern Cross, manifesting true north. So whatever you've anchored in your consciousness as your true north, this is really an opportunity to bring that into form, bring that into your being with integrity, and then bring it forth in whatever, you are contributing to the world. So this star is also aligned to, you see down here, a ancient temple, the foliated cross in Palenque, Mexico. This is pre-Diluvian temple energies. So really, really all the ancients were very much in tune with this star. It's very important, this particular constellation. So to have Saturn there, it's like, wow, this is profound. This is a great blessing and a great opportunity that Saturn is so closely aligned to this star that the ancients were really working some deep magic and reverence and working into their astro architecture. They knew how to build things and create things with these alignments in mind. They were connected. So, what does this star mean for you personally? It's the willingness to take the hero's journey of self-awareness, which is, again, this is North Node in Aries. This star is also connected to the world egg. There's a sense of protection here, the snake guarding the egg, and the swan here, this is fierce. The swan is a very mystical creature, but it's also very fierce and ferocious and can be quite hostile, this creature. So fierce mysticism, that spiritual warriorship, I hesitate to say that word, but it's like empowered action. Don't have to be a warrior. There's no more fighting left to do, but it's that boldness, that courage to be clear and be embodied in your light and be empowered to take actions that are sourced with the intention of peace in mind, very much so. So the world egg, there's a sense of protective energy here of protecting the earth, protecting the light, and protecting whatever is most dear to your soul and your pure spirit, and having the opportunity to receive Saturn and manifest, bring into form this really, really ancient knowledge of the earth and of how do we create on a physical world? How do we do that? How do we do that from a centered place of peace and complete oneness with our connection to the divine and good relations to all that is? How do we do that? It's a great question to journey with. And access our inner authority. Those answers are contained within. So here I have two different alignments drawn up. Uranus, opposite Beta Centauri Hadar. Talked about that in last video, so I'm not going to talk about that one today, but that's still available for us. Pluto here in Capricorn is opposite Canis Minor constellation Procyon Star, which we see this horse, another unicorn, so beautiful. Unicorn energy is with us, friends. And the little dog, Canis Minor, and at the center of the little dog is this Procyon star. And this star is linked to the arrival of Sirius A. So it comes before Sirius A. It's the little dog, whereas Canis Major is the big dog, the big dog on the block. So what does this mean? Okay, well, it's Pluto. So this is, everybody's feeling it. I think this is really, really significant. And I talked a lot about Procyon in another video because we had a new moon that was aligned with Procyon. Just our last Cancer new moon was aligned with Procyon. So if you want to deep dive more into the meaning of Procyon. I do that more so in that video. You can go back and watch that one. But basically what this means is Pluto is a sign of endings, and it's a dwarf planet of endings and closing out and letting die what needs to die so that a rebirth, new creations, new ground, new territory can be trodden. So this is asking us to close out old cycles as you put together successful new plans. You will have blessed, successful new plans as long as you allow whatever needs to culminate and close out. And as Pluto is square these nodes, it's going to have to do with relationships, your sense of self, being in right relationship, your connection to your expression and embodiment of divine masculine energies and divine feminine, and finding some balance within those. So close out whatever needs to be closed out. You could be making some really incredible new plans for the future, but that's really what this opportunity is here too. This star is part of the winter triangle. So Southern Hemisphere, can y'all see that now? It might be the case. This star is also connected to the moon in the major arcana in this tarot card. And so looking for what does this moon card mean? I found this on tarot.com, and it says, listen to the body and its unique wisdom. Rely upon your inner resources as your best source of support and security. And that is already something I really wanted to mention with all this Virgo energy here too. It's like really be listening to your body, be self-caring, self-care. Again, this new moon is square Uranus. This can be a lot for the nervous system. Venus retrograde is doing this really deep work. So tune in, take care of yourself, listen and notice your own rhythms and pay attention and understand that everything you need is within you. And the most empowered sense of security comes from knowing that within you, you truly have all that you need. All that you need, and all that is contained within you. All of these stars, all these constellations, all these planets, all of this, all of creation, the entire universe is within you. You are the universe, and the universe is you. So yeah, be with that and understand Pluto, your soul, is inviting you to remember that, to remember the wisdom of your body and the wisdom of your soul, the wisdom of your spirit. It's all right here and available and accessible, not separate from you. It's right here for you. Here are all the alignments again. You can see that these are all being aligned with this new moon. The invitation is there from each of these to connect, and you can also connect to all 88 constellations and beyond. So it's all available to you every single day. These are the constellations and the galactic energies that are highlighted in this new moon. So I want to thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your presence. I do consider you soul family, so thank you for being a part of my soul family. If you would like to dive into your astrology, your galactic astrology, learn more about your soul, receive intuitive guidance and clarity about your purpose and some of the deeper questions that you are working with, then please visit my website, taylornorrisreiki.com. I would love to do a reading for you. I also provide Reiki healing sessions, wonderfully supportive, as well as Reiki classes, empowering you with your gift to heal and reveal more of your authentic self. And as I said, you are invited to the free New Moon Reiki Share held every single new moon. You can RSVP for that on my website, taylornorrisreiki.com. Again, thank you for being here. I wish you the most blessed new moon in Leo in this entire lunar cycle. and beyond. Aho, amen, namaste, and so it is. Mahalo.